is going on, guys? Welcome back into another video, and today is another episode 5 of our road to Endgame. We are almost through phase 1. We're getting there, we're trugging along, and today we have the next installment in the origins of the first Avengers. And today we are reviewing Captain America, the First Avenger. Not my favorite movie, not gonna lie, but we're gonna hop right into it. We're gonna get right into it. As you guys know, this is how it works. I give you guys the synopsis, I give you guys the ratings, I give you guys my thoughts, and then at the end, I will give you guys my ranking on my MCU list. Now, again, when Endgame comes out, my list may change. I'm not sure, we'll see, but it is where it is on my list right now. All right, so without further ado, let's just get into it. So I'm going to start off with the synopsis. It is 1941 and the world is in the throes of war. Steve Rogers, played by Chris Evans, wants to do his part and join America's armed forces, but the military rejects him because of his small stature. Finally, Steve gets his chance when he is accepted into an experimental program that turns him into a super soldier called Captain America. Joining forces with Bucky Barnes, that's my computer, joining forces with Bucky Barnes, played by Sebastian Stan, and Peggy Carter, Haley Atwell, Captain America leads the fight against the Nazi-backed Hydra organization. So for the rankings in this movie, you know what I mean. The ratings for the movie. On IMDb, it is a 6.9 out of 10. And it is an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Basically, not my favorite movie. I liked it for a while, and I'm not saying I don't like it. It's relatively okay. I think it just... Let me just start from the beginning. So, I like the concept, obviously. I think Chris Evans as Steve Rogers is perfect. The fact that he did what he did to his body to make him so small was incredible. And I think that it's a good origin story. If no one had ever read the Captain America comics, if no one ever knew what Captain America was, this was a perfect origin. But it doesn't mean the movie is that great. A lot of people will argue with me about it. Some people really like it, but it's just not one of my favorites. I mean... The story, in my opinion, gets kind of dull and bored. There is a montage in the middle of the movie of them fighting through World War II. Kind of wish we had more of that. It wasn't just a montage. I kind of wish we had more of the fighting in World War II. And then you basically get into the main plot with Red Skull. Now, I think it was very interesting. I just think it wasn't executed as well as it could have been. I think Red Skull is one of the top villains in the MCU. I should probably do a villain ranking sometime in the near future. I think Red Skull is one of the better villains in the MCU. I just think that, it just didn't work for me. Hydra was intimidating, but not so intimidating. Captain America just kind of ran over him. And, yeah, the story really fell flat for me. It really did. It had emotional parts, of course, at the end, and, all of that, but... it just didn't really ever strike a chord with me. The first time I watched it, I really liked it. I did. I really liked it. But rewatching it several times, it just falls flat. But what are the things that are introduced? So, obviously, Steve Rogers is introduced. Captain America, you have Bucky Barnes. Sebastian Stan, who will end up being the Winter Soldier. Spoiler alert. You have Howard Stark introduced, I believe. I don't remember for a fact. No. Iron Man 2, okay, so no, you learn of Howard Stark in Iron Man 2, but you are actually, introduced to him like he is a character in the movie. You're introduced to Peggy Carter, one of the beginnings of S.H.I.E.L.D., and you're introduced to Hydra, which is going to be a big part of a movie coming up in the Road to Endgame series. But again, the story just really falls flat for me. It gets kind of boring. I wish there was more of the fighting in World War II type aspect. Again, emotional. There was some emotional moments, losing Bucky at the end in the plane, and in the end, he's the hero. He's Captain America, the Earth's righteous soldier. I like the tie-in at the end to the Avengers. I thought it was really good. But I don't really have a lot to say about this movie. I mean, look, I want to love it. I really do. But when I go back and rewatch it, I'm like, oh, gotta watch the first Avenger again. But like, that doesn't mean the movie's terrible. It has redeeming factors. I think the villain's pretty good. I think a lot of the stuff is kind of tacky, and I don't usually say that about superhero movies because you just kind of have to believe. But being set in World War II, some of the stuff just seems a little bit way out of place. That's just me. I don't know. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, I want to like it, I really do, but it's in my bottom 5. It's in my bottom 5. So I've got to give you guys where it is in the MCU. I have it ranked at number 17. The only ones below it are Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, and one other movie that we were going to be talking about later in the series. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of Captain America: The First Avenger? I know a lot of people really like it for its own ways. Again, it's a good origin story. It really is. But it just, for me, after rewatching, it just doesn't strike a chord. And it's just not one of my favorites. And I really think that has to do with the fact that the MCU, in my opinion, has come out with a lot more good movies than they have bad. So this one just happens to fall a little bit flat for me and fall down in my list. But of course, guys, let me know down below in the comments where you think Captain America is on your list. And what do you think of Captain America: The First Avenger? It's a perfect segue into the Avengers, which is the next movie in the MCU, and the next one we're going to be talking about, which I'm very excited about. So that is it, guys. If you enjoyed, again, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you thought of Captain America: The First Avenger. And of course, we'll see you in the next video. And have a great rest of your day.